Every season, American homeowners spend billions filling their gardens with plants chosen for beauty, fragrance, and curb appeal. Nobody hands them a list of which ones quietly put their children and pets at risk. If you are in your 50s or 60s and you have spent decades building a garden you are proud of, this video may change how you see it. 11 of the most common, most purchased, most trusted garden plants available at every major American nursery right now carry toxicity levels that range from painful to potentially fatal. One of them, still sold freely and without warning, is considered among the most poisonous plants in the entire Northern Hemisphere. That one comes later. Stay for it. Welcome to Natural Verge, where ancient plant wisdom meets practical modern living. Today we are breaking down 11 garden plants that look completely safe but carry real risk. One plant later in this list can cause serious effects from skin contact alone, no ingestion required. If that matters to your family, subscribe now and stay with us. Most Americans choose garden plants the same way they choose paint colors, by how they look on the day they buy them. Nobody at the nursery points to a flowering shrub and mentions what happens if a child chews a leaf or a dog eats a seed pod. The plant industry sells appearance. Safety information is almost never part of the transaction. The plants on this list are not rare. They are not exotic. They are sold in every major garden center from Florida to Oregon, displayed beautifully, priced accessibly, and purchased by millions of American families every single spring. What makes them dangerous is precisely what makes them popular. They look completely harmless. We are going through all 11 by name, what the risk actually is, which parts of the plant carry it, and who in your household is most vulnerable. This is the information that should have come with the plant tag. Most Americans associate lily of the valley with spring weddings, cottage gardens, and pure delicate beauty. It is one of the most romanticized flowers in garden history. Small, white bell, shaped, sweetly fragrant, and completely unthreatening in appearance. That association is exactly why it is one of the most quietly dangerous plants in any American family garden. Every single part of lily of the valley, the flowers, the leaves, the stems, the roots, and even the red berries that appear in late summer, contains cardiac glycosides. These are compounds that directly interfere with heart rhythm. In USDA zones 3 through 8, which covers the Northeast, Midwest, Pacific Northwest, and Upper Midwest, lily of the valley naturalizes freely and spreads as ground cover across large areas of the garden. The wider it spreads, the more exposure points exist for children and pets who spend time low to the ground. Here is what most gardeners are never told. The water inside a vase-holding cut lily of the valley becomes toxic. The cardiac glycosides leach directly into the water. A dog or cat that drinks from that vase, or a child who touches the water and then touches their mouth, has been exposed. Symptoms of lily of the valley poisoning include vomiting, irregular heartbeat, confusion, and in serious cases, collapse. Veterinary treatment for cardiac-related plant poisoning can run between $400 and over $1,000 depending on severity and how quickly the animal is treated. The one mistake most American gardeners make is treating lily of the valley as a safe cutting flower simply because it is sold that way. It is beautiful. It is beloved. And in every USDA zone where it grows, from the South to the Upper Midwest, it deserves a clearly marked boundary away from pets, children, and indoor water sources. The next plant on this list looks even more harmless, and its danger hides in a part most people never think about. If there is one plant that the American garden industry has made synonymous with beauty, romance, and timeless cottage living, it is wisteria. The cascading purple flower clusters draped over pergolas and stone walls are among the most photographed garden scenes in the country. That image is everywhere. On wallpaper, greeting cards, wedding backdrops, and garden center display boards, which is exactly why the danger wisteria carries is almost universally unknown. The seeds and seed pods of wisteria contain wistrin glycoside, a compound that causes severe nausea, prolonged vomiting, and serious gastrointestinal pain in both humans and pets. Wisteria grows vigorously in USDA zones 4 through 9, from the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic all the way through the South and into California and the Pacific Northwest. In those zones, it produces seed pods every season, hanging visibly and accessibly from the vine long after the flowers have gone. The specific risk wisteria creates for children is one that very few parents are ever warned about. The seed pods look remarkably similar to pea pods. The same elongated shape, the same fuzzy green exterior, hanging at exactly the height a child can reach. Children pick them, and they taste them. That moment of curiosity is when the exposure happens. Emergency veterinary visits for wisteria ingestion in dogs can cost between $300 and $700. Pediatric poison control calls related to garden plants spike every spring and summer across the South, Mid-Atlantic, and Midwest. And wisteria is consistently on that list. The one mistake families make is assuming the beauty of the flowers extends to the safety of the whole plant. Trim seed pods before they mature, keep dogs away from fallen pods, and treat every hanging pod cluster as the hazard it genuinely is. What comes next on this list is a plant almost every American kitchen gardener grows for food. And the danger is in the part they never eat. Every American kitchen gardener knows rhubarb stalks are edible. That knowledge is so firmly established that it creates one of the most dangerous false assumptions in the home garden. Almost nobody casually growing rhubarb knows that the leaves are severely toxic. The leaves of the rhubarb plant contain extremely high concentrations of oxalic acid, far above the levels found in any other common garden plant. Ingesting rhubarb leaves causes intense burning in the throat and mouth, vomiting, difficulty breathing, and serious kidney damage. In large enough quantities, organ failure is possible. Rhubarb grows in USDA zones 3 through 8, thriving across the Northeast, Midwest, Upper Midwest, and Pacific Northwest regions, where vegetable gardening is deeply embedded in household culture. The plant is sold as a food crop, marketed around its edible stalks, and discussed almost entirely in the context of pies and jams. The leaves receive almost no safety discussion at point of sale anywhere in the country. The hidden risk with rhubarb leaves extends beyond the family that grows them. Visiting children, grandchildren, neighborhood kids, guests at a summer cookout walk past the rhubarb patch without any of the contextual knowledge the grower has built over years. They see large, lush leaves on what is clearly a food plant. The assumption of safety is instant and completely understandable. That is the gap. Poison control treatment related to plant ingestion can involve emergency care costs between $200 and over $800, depending on the severity and speed of response. The one mistake most rhubarb growers make is leaving trimmed leaves on the ground near the plant, rather than immediately composting or removing them, increasing the window of accidental contact for children and pets. Remove leaves immediately after harvest, keep them away from the main garden path, and never assume a visiting guest shares your knowledge about which part of the rhubarb plant is safe. The plant coming up next looks like the ideal cottage garden flower, and every part of it is a problem. Larkspur is everything a cottage garden is supposed to look like. Tall, elegant spires of electric blue, soft purple, and bright pink rising above the border. Beloved by pollinators, irresistible in photographs, and completely associated with the kind of cheerful English country garden that American homeowners have been recreating for decades. Nothing about its appearance, its cultural association, or its widespread availability signals any danger. Every single part of larkspur contains toxic alkaloids, compounds that affect the neuromuscular system. In humans, ingestion causes nausea, muscle weakness, and in more serious cases, difficulty breathing. In dogs, the effects can move rapidly toward paralysis. Larkspur grows in USDA zones 2 through 11, depending on the variety. It self-seeds freely across the South, Midwest, and Mountain West, meaning a single plant purchased one spring can spread across a border over several seasons without any additional planting. Historically, larkspur is one of the most well-documented causes of livestock poisoning in American meadow plantings, particularly in the Mountain West and across open pasture states where it grows in large natural colonies. That historical record exists precisely because the plant spreads quietly and widely without drawing attention. For pet owners, the one mistake is treating larkspur as a contained border plant when it actively self-seeds into paths, lawn edges, and neighboring beds every season. Veterinary treatment for alkaloid plant poisoning in dogs can run between $400 and $1,200, depending on timing and severity. Remove seed heads before they drop, if dogs have regular access to the border. Do not plant larkspur directly alongside play areas or dog runs. The plant coming after this one is where this list moves into a different category entirely. One where the danger is not just from eating the plant, one where simply touching it is enough to cause a reaction. You are halfway through this list. Every plant covered so far carries real documented risk, and most Americans have at least one of them growing in their garden right now without knowing any of this. The second half of this list is where the severity increases. Earlier in this video, I mentioned one plant where even skin contact with broken plant tissue causes a reaction, no ingestion required. That plant is next. If you are in your 50s or 60s and you have spent years filling your garden based on what looked beautiful at the nursery, this is exactly the knowledge that was never passed on to your generation. Not hidden, never passed on. Hit subscribe now. This content is free. It is always going to be free. And the next plants on this list are the ones most American families are the least prepared for. The information that follows is the reason this video needed to be made. This is the plant referenced at the beginning of this video, the one where skin contact alone, not ingestion, causes a measurable reaction. Aconitum, sold in garden centers across America under the common name Monkshood, is considered one of the most toxic plants in the entire northern hemisphere. It contains aconitine, a compound so potent that contact with broken plant tissue causes tingling and numbness through the skin within minutes. Ingestion of even a small amount can cause rapid heart rate changes, breathing difficulty, and in documented cases, has proven fatal. It is sold freely at garden centers in USDA zones 3 through 8 across the Northeast, Midwest, Pacific Northwest, and Upper Midwest, displayed alongside completely safe perennials with no visible toxicity warning on the standard plant label. It looks like a premium tall border plant, deep blue purple hooded flowers on upright stems, elegant, architectural, and completely at home in any mixed perennial display. The one mistake American gardeners consistently make with aconitum is handling it without gloves during dividing, cutting back, or replanting, treating it like any other herbaceous perennial. It is not. Any task that involves cutting the stem, dividing the root, or working with damaged plant tissue requires thick gardening gloves and ideally eye protection. Veterinary emergency treatment for aconitum, related poisoning, which has a very narrow treatment window, can cost between $800 and over $2,000. There is no antidote. Treatment is supportive only, which means speed of response is the single most critical factor in outcome. If you are in USDA zones 3 through 8, and Monkshood is currently in your border, know where it is, mark it clearly, and ensure that nobody who works in your garden does so without knowing what it is. The next plant on this list is one of the most architecturally dramatic plants available in mainstream retail, and it is one of the most dangerous for pets that exist. If appearance alone were a reliable guide to safety, the Sago palm would be one of the safest plants in any American garden. It looks refined, architectural, and premium, the kind of plant displayed in hotel lobbies, upscale garden centers, and professionally landscaped front yards across the South and Southwest. It is sold without meaningful warning at every major retail garden outlet in the country. Every single part of the Sago palm is toxic. The seeds, which are the most dangerous part, contain psychocin, a compound that causes catastrophic liver failure in dogs and cats. The documented mortality rate for dogs that ingest Sago palm seeds, even with immediate aggressive veterinary treatment, exceeds 50% in published veterinary case studies. That figure is not an exaggeration, and it is not a rare edge case. It is the documented clinical reality. Sago palm grows outdoors in USDA zones 9 through 11 across Florida, the Gulf Coast, Southern California, and the Southwest, and is sold as an indoor plant throughout the rest of the country. The indoor risk is the one that catches the most American pet owners off guard. A Sago palm grown as an interior plant in USDA zones too cold for outdoor cultivation, still produces seeds indoors if it reaches maturity. Those seeds, orange, red, visually distinct, and drop to the floor when ripe, are exactly the kind of object a curious dog investigates. Immediately, emergency veterinary treatment for Sago palm toxicity, when it reaches liver failure stage, can cost between $3,000 and $8,000. Many animals do not survive even with that level of intervention. The one mistake is treating the Sago palm as an indoor decorative plant with no outdoor risk context, and forgetting that indoor pets live at floor level, where seeds fall. Think of one person you know who has a Sago palm in their home or garden right now and does not know this. Send them this video directly, not a message about it, the video itself. The next plant on this list is a common annual found in family gardens, school borders, and public parks across the country. Nicotiana is planted every summer in family gardens across America without a second thought. Tall, airy stems carrying tubular flowers in white, soft pink, and deep red, releasing a genuinely sweet fragrance in the evening that makes it a natural choice for patios, back borders, and anywhere the garden is enjoyed after dark. It looks and performs exactly like a completely safe ornamental annual. Nicotiana is flowering tobacco, directly related to commercial tobacco, and it contains nicotine and other alkaloids throughout every part of the plant. Ingestion causes nausea, vomiting, sweating, elevated heart rate, and in higher doses, serious neurological effects. The specific risk for children is the fragrance. The sweet evening scent naturally draws curious children close to the flowers. Nicotiana grows as an annual or tender perennial across all USDA zones. It is planted widely from the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic through the South and into the Pacific Northwest every single season. What makes Nicotiana particularly worth noting is where it is planted. It appears in school garden borders, public park displays, and municipal flower beds across the country, environments where children are present without the contextual knowledge that any home gardener might have built over years of growing it. No warning signage accompanies it. No advisory label exists at point of sale at most major garden retailers. Poison control costs related to plant ingestion in children can involve emergency care expenses from $200 to over $600, depending on exposure level and speed of response. The one mistake with Nicotiana is placing it directly alongside seating areas, play spaces, or anywhere children gather in the evening, when the fragrance is strongest and the attraction is highest. Right now, drop your state in the comments. Your USDA zone affects which of these plants you are most likely to encounter at your local nursery. And I am calling out specific zones throughout this entire video. The next plant has flowers so perfect, they almost look artificial, and that beauty has made its danger completely invisible. Mountain laurel produces some of the most intricate, visually perfect flowers of any shrub in the American landscape. The clustered blooms, cupped, geometric, precisely formed in pink and white, look almost designed rather than grown. It is sold as a premium ornamental shrub and planted widely as foundation planting, woodland garden, edging, and flowering screen across the eastern United States. All parts of mountain laurel contain Grayanotoxins, compounds that cause a specific and serious range of effects, including low blood pressure, slowed and irregular heart rhythm, excessive salivation, vomiting, and in serious cases, cardiac arrest. It is toxic to humans, dogs, horses, and livestock. Kalmia latifolia grows in USDA zones 5 through 9, thriving across the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, Southeast, and into the Midwest. The particular danger of mountain laurel is that its leaves remain on the plant every month of the year. It is an evergreen shrub, meaning the exposure window for grazing animals and dogs who chew vegetation is 12 months, not just during flowering season. The year-round leaf availability is the specific risk most mountain laurel owners never consider. When the flowers are gone and the garden looks bare, the mountain laurel is still fully leafed, still accessible, still green, still attractive to a dog that chews vegetation out of boredom or curiosity. Dogs that chew mountain laurel leaves consistently enough to ingest meaningful amounts can develop serious cardiac symptoms that require immediate veterinary attention. Emergency treatment for Grayanotoxin poisoning in dogs, depending on severity and intervention timing, can run between $500 and $1,500. The one mistake is treating mountain laurel as a season-specific risk, assuming that because it is not in flower, it is not a concern. It is always a concern. Mark it clearly in your garden, fence it away from dog runs if possible, and treat the evergreen leaves with the same respect as the flowers. The next plant on this list is one of the most universally planted ornamental shrubs in the world, and its danger is almost completely unknown, despite its extraordinary prevalence. Rhododendron is so universally planted across American parks, suburban gardens, and public landscapes that the idea of it being dangerous feels almost impossible to accept. It is one of the most normalized ornamental shrubs in the world. Enormous clusters of purple, deep pink, red, and white flowers on large evergreen plants that make a statement in any garden setting. That absolute normalization of its presence is exactly what keeps its toxicity unknown to the vast majority of the people who grow it. Like mountain laurel, all parts of rhododendron contain Grayanotoxins, and the range of animals affected is significant. It is toxic to humans, dogs, horses, goats, and sheep. In documented historical cases, honey produced from bees foraging on rhododendron flowers has caused human poisoning. What historical records describe as mad honey in regions where rhododendron grows in very high concentration. Rhododendron thrives in USDA zones 4 through 9, from the Northeast, Pacific Northwest, and Mid-Atlantic through the Southeast and into the Midwest. The fallen leaf risk is one that affects both pet owners and anyone who keeps horses, goats, or sheep near garden boundaries. Rhododendron is an evergreen that drops some leaves throughout the year. Those fallen leaves retain their toxicity and can be eaten by grazing animals or investigated by dogs moving through the garden. Documented livestock poisoning from rhododendron leaf ingestion is recorded across the Southeast, Pacific Northwest, and Mid-Atlantic, the regions where both rhododendron planting and animal keeping overlap most commonly. Veterinary or livestock treatment costs for Grayanotoxin poisoning vary widely, but emergency intervention can reach between $600 and $2,000 depending on animal size and severity. The one mistake is treating rhododendron boundaries as safe for animal access once the flowers are finished. Fallen leaves throughout the year carry the same compound as the fresh plant. The next two plants on this list are ones that most American gardeners handle frequently, without any awareness of the specific risk each one carries during the moments of closest contact. Irises are among the most generationally trusted garden plants in America. They are passed between neighbors, divided and shared at garden club meetings, grown in nearly every USDA zone from 3 through 10 across the entire country, from the Northeast to the Gulf Coast, from the Midwest to the Pacific Northwest. That level of familiarity creates an assumption of complete safety that very few iris growers ever question. The rhizomes of iris, the thick horizontal root structures that sit at or just below soil level, contain irisin, iridin, and related compounds that are toxic if ingested. They cause severe gastrointestinal distress and vomiting. The sap from freshly cut rhizomes also causes skin irritation and can be particularly uncomfortable if it contacts eyes or mouth during handling. The specific risk moment is during division, a routine task most iris gardeners perform every few years when rhizomes are cut, handled extensively, and the fresh cut surfaces are fully exposed. Wear gloves during iris division, wash hands thoroughly before touching face or food. That task alone is the single highest risk moment with this plant. Euphorbia has become one of the most fashionable plants in contemporary American garden design. Bold, architectural, drought, tolerant, and a natural fit for the naturalistic planting movement that has reshaped garden aesthetics across the country over the last decade. It looks clean, modern, and completely benign. The milky white sap that flows from any cut or broken stem of euphorbia is severely caustic. Skin contact causes intense chemical burning and blistering. Eye contact can cause serious inflammation, intense pain, and in cases where the sap reaches the eye directly, temporary, or in rare cases, more prolonged vision disruption. Gardeners who cut euphorbia without gloves and eye protection, a common occurrence because the plant looks so unthreatening, frequently experience chemical burns on hands and forearms. Euphorbia grows across USDA zones 6 through 11, thriving in the South, Mid-Atlantic, Southwest, and Gulf Coast. Emergency care for serious eye sap exposure can involve costs from $300 to over $1,000. The one mistake is cutting euphorbia without full hand and eye protection every single time. This is the last plant on the list, and the final block brings the ranking together with the 3 most urgent removals for any American family garden. We are not ending here. You can recognize every plant on this list and still make the wrong decision without understanding the severity ranking. Starting from moderate and moving toward most critical, iris rhizomes carry moderate risk concentrated in the handling moment, manageable with gloves and care. Euphorbia carries moderate to severe sap risk that is entirely preventable with eye and hand protection every time. Nicotiana is moderate to severe, the annual that belongs away from children's spaces regardless of how it is marketed. Wisteria is moderate to severe, with the seed pod confusion risk, making it specifically dangerous in family gardens with children. Rhubarb leaves carry severe oxalic acid toxicity. The food plant assumption is what makes it genuinely dangerous. Larkspur is severe, all parts, self-seeding, historically documented, and its spread means the risk area quietly grows each season. Mountain laurel and rhododendron both carry severe grayanotoxin riskier, round through their evergreen leaves. Lily of the valley is severe, cardiac glycosides in every part, including Vase water. At the top of the severity ranking, the 3 plants most urgent to address in any American family garden: Aconitum, the Sago palm, and Lily of the valley. Aconitum is extremely severe. Skin contact toxicity, no antidote, narrow treatment window, still sold without meaningful warning at garden centers across zones 3 through 8. Sago palm is extremely severe, over 50% documented pet mortality, even with treatment, sold as a premium indoor and outdoor plant with no standard retail warning. Lily of the valley is severe and deceptive. Toxic Vase water included, cardiac effect, spread freely in zones 3 through 8, where it naturalizes across large garden areas. Here is the bonus fact this video promised. 3 of the plants on this list, Lily of the valley, Nicotiana, and Wisteria, are regularly displayed in children's garden sections at major American garden retailers during spring season. No warning, no advisory, just beautiful plants in a family, facing display. If you have never grown any of these before, start your garden review with Sago palm and Aconitum. Those 2 carry the least margin for error of anything on this list. Every like on this video tells YouTube this safety information is worth showing to other American families who need it. And they do need it. Drop your state and which plant on this list surprised you most in the comments right now. Your zone matters, and other viewers in your region will benefit from knowing what their neighbors are discovering. Think of one person in your life, a neighbor, a family member, a friend with a dog or grandchildren, who gardens without knowing any of this. Send them this video directly, not a description, the link. That one action could protect an animal or a child they love. You just received zone-specific severity, ranked, research, grounded safety information that most garden channels never put in one place. That is what every natural Verge video delivers. Subscribe now and turn on the bell. The next one is already coming.